Now, also, definitely want to get Biggie's take on the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. I didn't stay up late enough to watch it. We were back from Rocky Top, and I did not stay up late enough to watch it.
When did those two start?
11:30 from what I was told.
That late?
That about right, Biggie? 11:30 for the Tyson-Jake Paul fight?
Yeah, it had to be.
Yeah. I had some pickle pals tell me it was very late, and they watched it. And now let me give you their thoughts, and you tell me if you agree. The undercards were entertaining, especially the female fighters, with the cut.
Unreal. That fight was something else.
There was a headbutt, and the woman was bleeding all over herself.
And I mean, they went at it.
Yeah. And that's like real fighting.
Real great boxing match.
Netflix had a huge amount of trouble with their streaming.
Unbelievable.
Because of all the use?
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know, I read like the real winner of this fight was Netflix because 60 million people watched it. But if they had streaming issues and buffering, are they the winner or are they not? You know, I mean, because that's all I heard was
We all kept
complaints.
going back to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I started where, and everyone had a different solution, which I thought was funny. Mine was like, rewind it for 10 seconds, then hit live, and it'd go live, but only stay live for like 2 minutes.
And then just buffer?
Then just buffer or cut out, go back. You know, some people claim because, which I don't know, you know, everybody loves to claim different things. Some people said I had no issues. I found most people had some type of
a lot of
buffering
complaints.
issue.
A lot of complaints about
Yeah.
that. And, you know, Chris Demm pointed this out. He's right. Christmas Day, they got the NFL on Netflix. 2 live games on Christmas Day.
Well, I saw a funny meme going around. Jerry Jones was interviewed at one point. And they were like, there's
because
nothing.
it was in Texas Stadium. Yeah.
They're
With
like,
the curtains down.
They put the curtains down for the fight, but not for the football games. Oh, man. Oh, boy.
well, I'll tell you, they said there was nothing better than, and this is true, his mic cut out when they were interviewing him. And they were like, there's nothing better than watching Jerry Jones talk about how great Netflix is and how comfortable he is with them with handling the NFL game on Christmas Day with no mic. Completely cut out. It looked like the Forrest Gump speech.
Wow. Yeah.
And they just had so many different issues.
Yeah.
I heard that because I didn't see it, but I did read a lot about it. And of course, as you mentioned, the buffering issues by far dominated the conversation. But it appeared to me, too, that the announcing teams were very oddly compiled.
Is that right?
Like Rosie Perez was part of the crew.
Yeah, well, because that's one thing.
And she loves boxing.
Yeah,
but I did
really?
not expect her to be part of the crew.
Well, because I thought she was just there as kind of like a fun guest at first.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no, she's sticking around.
Yeah, she's part of the team.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it was the most bizarre mishmash of people, interviews.
I wonder who'll do the NFL games for Netflix.
Good question.
I was wondering if it would just be like a regular CBS or NBC crew, you know, that just like it's a CBS broadcast, but it's on
They'll
Netflix.
just pick up their whatever
I
video.
bet not though. I bet they're doing this because you know Amazon hired their old. I mean, Sal Michaels and Kirk
have their
Herbstreit,
own
but
team.
they hired them to do that.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It was one of the most bizarre things. All I kept thinking is this is America in 2024.
Now, my pickle pal said the fight was boring too. But Tyson barely didn't land a punch.
This was such a letdown for men, I'd say, between the ages of 35 and 60.
Because we wanted Mike Tyson to do something.
Because everyone
Well,
I
you
talked
remember
to,
Mike.
Yeah.
And I called it from the beginning. I said, this is a joke. I said, this is going to be a joke.
Yeah.
It's going to be terrible. Jake Paul's going to whip him because he's 58 years old. No, Iron Mike. We all remember Iron Mike. The minute that man walked out, I think you could have heard the collective groan in America of people going, ooh.
But I thought that one of the analysts at least said that his upper body was great. His legs were bad. He didn't have good legs, and
He didn't have good legs, but he looked like a 58-year-old man walking out.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he
Okay.
looked old.
I thought he was in great shape,
for a 58-year-old,
but not.
but not
Okay.
to box a 27-year-old.
But now
Who's
here,
been boxing for 5 years.
well, that
Yeah.
was my question too. I thought Jake Paul wasn't really a boxer, but I guess he is. He has fought enough.
But he fights people who are kind of past their prime and not other boxers. But
Yeah.
because he came up non-traditionally. I mean, it's a very strange world he inhabits.
Yeah.
He had, which I would love to see this. I would pay to see this. He tried to call out this guy named Canelo Alvarez, who's one of the best boxers in the world.
So you want to see that fight?
Please.
And you think Alvarez would kill him?
Murder him.
How old is Alvarez?
Probably early 30s now, but he's still
he's up in his prime.
pound for pound top ranked fighter. And I think I would love to see that.
Because you want Jake Paul comes across to me as not a very likable character.
And I think he embraces that.
Yeah,
he loves that. Yeah, okay.
But he also, and see, people were starting to give him some credit for his fighting ability. But then you go fight Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was terrible. I fell asleep. I'd say I fell asleep round 2 or 3.
Well, and it was 8 rounds and 2-minute rounds, and Mike Tyson got 20-something.
gassed.
Yeah, he's out. Got a bunch of money.
Immediate.
I wrote down, I compiled they have the punch stats after they call a CompuBox.
Yeah.
And really getting inside the tail of the tape.
You have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, over 8 rounds, 2 minutes, Paul threw 278 punches. 78 landed.
Okay.
Tyson threw 97.
How many landed?
18. I did see one solid left from Tyson in one of the replays.
Yeah.
I mean, he can still throw a punch, but he couldn't move. And a lot of people were saying that, Paul let up. He realized Tyson, he didn't want to kill Tyson in the ring, so he just kind of tap danced with him.
Only 18 punches landed. Ooh. Manfred 5000, you're talking about Jake Paul and the Tyson fight. Go ahead.
Guys, good morning.
Morning.
After everything, Jake Paul called out Conor McGregor for an MMA match, no weight class. And he said, you know the rules, you know the time, I'm waiting for you. And Conor McGregor, he responded via X, and he was like, buddy, I don't have time. You have to train for your next match. And he put up a picture of Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing now. Beating up old guys.
I saw the Jimmy Carter. I saw that one. I didn't see the Mitch
I posted
McConnell.
one on my social media of says Jake Paul's challenged dead Babe Ruth to a home run derby.
Thank you, Manfred 5000. I like Mitch McConnell.
It's easy to say it now, though.
Well, you're right.
Because a week ago, people were like, Tyson's going to knock this guy out.
We all want. That's what I mean. If you could have heard the collective groan, I believe, when you first saw him on screen, because we've all seen, the training videos of him punching, but when he walked out, it just looked. You're like, this is an old man fighting.
Well, I don't know that much about it, but if Tyson had won the fight, I wouldn't have been shocked. You would have been.
Yeah, I mean,
after seeing him.
Period. I mean, time is undefeated.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
which I know you don't like to hear.
No, it's not that. But I mean, here is a guy who was one of the best fighters of all time against what I thought was kind of a joke. I didn't realize that Jake Paul had real boxing experience.
He loves to fight and trains all the time to fight. Now his opponents are kind of a strange mishmash.
Okay. Well, that's
fighters.
I didn't understand that. If Mike Tyson fought, some athlete who's not if he fought, a tennis player in his prime, I would think Mike Tyson, right? But that's what I sort of thought Jake Paul was. I thought he was just a guy, or some loudmouth actor challenged Mike Tyson. I would think Mike Tyson would win.
Yeah, it's not Jared Leto.
Right. If Jared Leto fought Mike Tyson, I know time is undefeated, but here's a guy who knows what he's doing. If I play Michael Jordan in basketball, or if a 30-year-old guy off the street plays Michael Jordan, if B.B. Shea played Michael Jordan in basketball, Michael Jordan's going to win. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I do. I mean, even though B.B. Shea's half his age, I mean, Michael Jordan's going to beat him. So you can't say time's undefeated in that case. That's what I thought Jake Paul was.
Yeah, he's not a neophyte.
He's not that. Smitty, you're talking about Tyson. Go ahead.
Yeah, they went back for an interview at one point, and you seen Tyson's whole backside, bare ass, all out on the camera.
Heard about that.
That was pre-fight.
Tell you something else pre-fight. Now, thank you very much for that. Two things about this. Recently, the Celtics coach was asked going into this season, what do you know about repeating? Is there a lot of pressure to try to repeat as champ? And we'll sort of draw a comparison to what Mike Tyson said before this fight. The Celtics coach said this, an odd response.
What kind of pressure do you feel to kind of maximize this opportunity that you have with this group?
Zero, no pressure. We're all going to be dead soon, and it really doesn't matter anymore, so there's zero pressure. You're either going to win or you're not. And when you win, you try to forget about it a week later, and when you lose, you try to forget about it a week later.
Okay, we're all going to be dead, so who cares?
What does it matter?
Right. Now, we thought that was a strange response. Just before the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight, there is a TikToker, young Jazzy. She's
13 now.
13 years old. And she's a TikToker and somewhat famous. And she got access to Mike Tyson. And her question was about his legacy. She's like, I'm young. I'm only 13. I didn't see you in your prime. Obviously, that's why this is so great to see you now. What will you take from this when it's all said and done about your legacy? And Tyson had a very interesting answer.
When you return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the cares about me when I'm gone? No, we're nothing. We're just dead. We're dust. We're absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh, Jazzy. She about you aged 10 years in Texas that week.
See her face. Who cares? We're dust. We're
Like
nothing.
and subscribe, Jazzy's World.
You're good, Dad.
Thanks, Iron Mike.
Who will let a child interview Mike Tyson?